Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Derek Martinez. Pocono Township Police are attempting to locate a missing teen. According to police, 16-year-old Sophia Stanko was last seen at her home on Povol Court in Stroudsburg on Monday, June 3rd. Stanko was described as 5 feet 2 inches tall and 97 pounds. Officers say Stanko may currently be in Florida or Boston. Anyone with information regarding her whereabouts is asked to contact Pocono Township Police at 570-992-9911. Governor Josh Shapiro signed a bill into law on Wednesday that will ban the use of handheld devices while driving. Known as Paul Miller's Law, the law will outlaw the use of cell phones while driving, except in a hands-free manner. Drivers will continue to be able to use cell phones to access GPS, to make phone calls, and to listen to music as long as hands-free technology is utilized. The law is named after Paul Miller, who was the victim in a deadly crash caused by a distracted driver. According to PennDOT's annual crash report, distracted driving was the leading cause of car crashes in 2023, causing over 11,000 crashes. Officials say they hope the new law will limit distractions on the roadway and help make Pennsylvania roads safer for all drivers. Paul Miller's Law is the 18th bill Governor Shapiro has signed into law in 2024. A man is wanted by the Carbon County Sheriff's Office. Anthony Williams is wanted on DUI charges. He is known to have ties to the Philadelphia area. Anyone with information regarding his whereabouts is asked to contact the Carbon County Sheriff's Office at 570-325-2821. Coming up on WYLN News, the Weatherly Hill Climb returns. Plus, Representative Eddie Day Paszynski announces an upcoming open house. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Alexander Bonomo. I'm 12 years old, and get your umbrellas out because tomorrow's WYLN forecast is rain.
Weather Kids is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Your health deserves a partner.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Once again, it's time for the Weatherly Hill Climb. Watch it live Saturday, June 8th from 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on WYLN TV 35. Hosted by Marty Burns with special guest Chris Barrett from the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau and Tom Knorr. Check it out on WYLN TV 35. It's the Weatherly Hill Climb, live Saturday, June 8th.
Welcome back to WYLN News. The Weatherly Hill Climb will be racing back into town this weekend. The Weatherly Hill Climb is the second event in the Pennsylvania Hill Climb Association Championship Series. Spectators at the event will have the opportunity to purchase food and drinks, wander through the pit area, talk to drivers, and safely watch the race from several of the turns on the course. The event will run from Saturday, June 8th through Sunday, June 9th. During the event, Laurel Street will be closed off to public traffic at Spring Street just after the firehouse. Hill Street will also be closed off to public traffic beginning at North Street. If you can't make it in person, the Hill Climb will also be broadcast live on WYLN and streamed on the WYLN TV 35 YouTube channel from 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on Saturday, June 8th. State Representative Eddie Dapashinsky has announced that he will be hosting an open house event on Friday, June 7th. The event will take place at Pashinsky's office in Plains Township, which is located at 1325 North River Street. During the open house, guests will be invited to enjoy some ice cream and learn about a variety of state services, including the Property Tax and Rent Rebate Program, the Yellow Dot Program, and the Pennsylvania Prescription Medication Assistance Program. The event will run from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. For additional information, you can call 570-825-5934. 2 students from Hanover Area School District were recently recognized with the North Point Safe School Scholarship. The scholarship is awarded by the Hanover Township Police Department to students who have excelled academically and have shown personal growth while inspiring others. This year, the award was given to Dorian Nelson and Adriana Whitaker. Police say the 2 students were chosen because they maintained excellent grades while exhibiting integrity and compassion. Coming up on Sugarloaf's News Choice, Chris Fulham releases down the path through history with Port Carbon Part 1. Plus, we learn about the upcoming Art Youth Expo on Community and You. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
Smith's Floral is a full-service florist and greenhouse. They sell their own vegetables grown from seed in their own greenhouses. Peppers, cucumbers, eggplant, kohlrabi, over 25 varieties of tomatoes, and so much more. All varieties of herbs, bedding plants, hanging baskets, and perennials. They grow their own geraniums, plus cemetery tributes including logs and mixed pots. Stop by Smith Floral at 555 North Broad Street in West Hazleton. Smith Floral has been serving the Hazleton area since 1896.
Love is out there, and you can find it in a new Subaru from Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. Because each Subaru model is crafted with love and precision and is engineered with legendary safety and longevity, you can count on Subaru for the long road ahead. It's that dedication to you that has earned awards from automotive experts and inspired loyalty from drivers just like you. If you haven't found love in the car you're driving, maybe it's time for you to discover what you've been missing. Visit us today at Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. The right car, the right price, the right dealer.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Prior to 1800, much of central Schuylkill County was a large swamp with thick woods flanking it on all sides. Among the first known settlers of this area was carpenter Ludwig Steitzel, who arrived in 1807 and built a sawmill in the west end of today's borough. Other settlers, including Philip Faust and Shadrock Lord, would soon join him there. And then there was Abraham Pott. The son of Pottsville's eventual founder John Pott, Abraham bought nearly 600 acres of land from his father in 1826 and then began selling it to those who wished to purchase it. Pott knew the land would be valuable, as it was known by then that there were deep coal deposits underground. The question, though, would be how to get the coal to market when it was mined out. The answer to this would come in the canal boom that swept America in the early part of the 19th century. Some early settlers, including Abraham Pott himself, have boated coal down the nearby Schuylkill River in the century's first decades. The area would get a strong boost, though, from the Schuylkill Navigation Company, which had begun building the Schuylkill Canal in 1821. It would reach the area in 1828, when a section extending to Mount Carbon was completed. Coal wharfs quickly sprang up in the vicinity. Among them was the Firth Dock, named for Philadelphia merchant Thomas Firth, who owned the land in question, and which could hold between 10 and 15 barges. The rapid rise of coal transportation in the quickly growing community around the new canal would give it the name Port Carbon after the Black Diamonds. Port Carbon would become the northernmost point of the Schuylkill Canal, which would head south over 100 miles to Philadelphia, with a total elevation drop of 588 feet along the way. The canal would play a major role in allowing coal to fuel the early stages of the Industrial Revolution and in triggering the growth of the southern anthracite fields. To get some of this coal to the canal, Abraham Pott would build the first railroad in Schuylkill County in 1827. Stretching a half mile from the wharves into Black Valley, the railroad was comprised of wooden rails covered in iron, and its cars were pulled by horses. Pott would build a longer line stretching 4 miles to near today's St. Clair. The line would eventually be absorbed into the Philadelphia and Reading Railroad, which served Port Carbon for decades thereafter. As canals boomed across America, so too did the Schuylkill Canal. Its most profitable years would be between 1835 and 1841, although its overall tonnage record of 1.7 million tons would be set in 1859. Progress, however, would leave the canals behind sooner than the Schuylkill Canal's leaders could imagine with the rise of the railroads. In Port Carbon itself, the canal basin would be largely abandoned in 1850, as it had become too expensive to maintain it and clear out the debris that kept falling into it. A few boats would still travel into town carrying goods from Philadelphia and the waterway, but railroads by then were making water routes quickly obsolete. The Schuylkill Canal would be abandoned above Port Clinton in the southern end of Schuylkill County in 1891 and was shut down completely by 1931. The section in Port Carbon would be filled in by the 1960s, although the remains of the Firth Dock can still be seen off Route 209 today. The rise of railroads as the canals declined opened the opportunity for businesses connected to the rails to thrive. The Port Carbon area got a boost in that regard in 1854 when William Harris opened a rolling mill across the river in Palo Alto. Producing iron for use in rails, what became known as the Palo Alto Rolling Mill was a quick success. Indeed, when it was subsequently purchased by Benjamin Haywood, he would build a second rolling mill to augment the original mill, and the Philadelphia and Reading would erect a roundhouse and machine shops near both mills. Although it had been founded in 1826, Port Carbon would not be officially incorporated as a borough until April 23, 1852, when a special act of the state legislature authorizing its incorporation would be signed by then-Governor William Bigler. Elections were quickly arranged to appoint town leaders, and Ross Bull, who ran a shoe store in town, would be named the community's first mayor. Other than a brief period in 1855, Bull would hold the position continuously until his death in 1892. Bull also has the honor of being, to date, the only Schuylkill County resident to be officially nominated for President of the United States. He would get the honor at the 1880 Republican National Convention in Chicago, courtesy of elector W.J. Whitehouse. Whitehouse, frustrated at Pennsylvania Senator Matthew Quay's efforts to derail the effort to nominate Maine's James G. Blaine, put forth Bull's name for the presidency as a protest. In the end, James Garfield would get the Republican nomination for the 1880 election.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Heisler's Cloverleaf Dairy is now open at 743 Catawissa Road in Tamaqua. Stop by the Dairy Bar, try over 33 flavors of homemade ice cream still made on the premises, and a full menu of hot food made to order. Have some fun at their driving range, or play mini golf on their 2 18-hole mini golf courses. Heisler's Cloverleaf Dairy, celebrating 65 years. Same great taste, same great location, same great memories to be made.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Welcome back to Community and You. Today I'm joined by these two wonderful gentlemen, Mark Peterson of the Hazleton Art League and Carl Frankel, the president of the board of directors for the Hazleton Art League. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah. So today what we want to talk about here today is the 13th annual Art Youth Expo happening here in Hazleton in about a week. It's been a very exciting event that's just been happening for over a decade at this point. A lot of great things to expect from this event here. So for those who aren't super familiar with the Youth Art Expo, what can you tell us about what to expect at the event this year?
Well, let me tell you, this is going to be an amazing event. It takes place over 2 days, and the first Friday of June, which is June 7th, from 5 to 8 more or less, is when we're going to have the gallery opening. And the artists that are participating are between the ages of 13 and 30. And the art is in 2 categories. You have the youth category, which is 13 to 18, and then 19 to 30 for the adult category. So their art will be on view. We'll have the opening, followed by a talent showcase, which is kind of like an open mic. And it's going to be a really fun experience if you have a particular talent that you want to share. If you want to sing, if you want to read poetry, if you want to tell jokes, try out your comedy. You know, I love dad jokes, so I'm not eligible to win a prize, but prizes are awarded for the most original and for the most entertaining. So those are things to expect on day 1. Day 2 is going to be from 1 to 8, and it's going to be with live music. There are going to be characters walking around. We're going to have vendors. There's going to be the art exhibition on view as well. There's going to be a bouncy house for the kids. There's going to be a lot. And one of the things that we're introducing this year, which is new, is something that we're calling Bake Jam. So if you are a person who, in the ages of 13 to 30, who can bake or make jams or that sort of thing and would like to sell those there, we are offering that opportunity. So we want to bring in the culinary aspect of it as well. For me to have the creativity and the perspective of youth brought to the Hazleton Art League to share with the community is really special. And we want everybody to come. It's not just for young people, but the whole family can come and enjoy the art. And some of it will be available for purchase. People,
and there'll be food vendors.
And there will be food vendors, so you won't go away hungry.
And craft vendors.
And a bouncy house.
And a bouncy house.
And a bouncy house.
Can't forget
which
the bouncy
technically
house.
Adults are not prohibited from.
But I am so tempted.
The whole idea of Art Youth Expo, one thing the small communities, communities everywhere do, we support our youth when they do cool things. You know, parents love to go to their kids when they're in the school show. We show up at the football games to cheer for our athletes. And we thought, why not harness that love we have for our kids and their accomplishments for the arts? So it's Art Youth Expo. And every year, it really is for all creative activity. That's why, as Mark said, we're introducing culinary arts. Actually, we've done that in the past. We had in the past, until it ran out of steam, a fantasy makeup show. We brought the cosmetology people at the Career Center in. And if somebody came to us and said, hey, I'd like to sponsor a car detailing program, or just anything that's creative at all, we're not snobby about what's art and what isn't. This is for young people doing any kind of creative activity. And so it'll be a little bit different every year at Art Youth Expo. We're always looking for new events. The ones that catch on stay, the ones that don't do so well, we'll try something else next year. One last thing about Art Youth Expo, it is rain or shine. We are praying for good weather because we have outdoor events. But everything outdoors, we have a space indoors to move it to if we have to.
Oh, and we
just hope we
are
don't.
bringing some wildlife into the Art League as well.
Thank you, yes. Thank you, Mark. We have people from the Carbon County Environmental Education Center who will be bringing up their birds of prey that they keep for educational purposes because they've been injured, they can't live in the wild, and perhaps some other animals too. They do wonderful programs down there. They're not in our county, but they're good friends, and everybody loves eagles and hawks. I think almost everybody loves eagles and hawks.
Except for small rodents.
Except for small. All you small rodents, stay away.
Yes. So that's going to take place at 3 o'clock on Saturday the 8th.
Yeah.
All right, sounds like it'll be a fun time.
Yes.
All right, so definitely check out the Art Youth Expo happening next week, starting on June 7th. It will run for 2 days. Definitely come out to the Hazelton Art League and check that out. And I want to thank both Mark and Carl for joining me once again on Community and You. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you.